Hey, Sarah, how are you doing? What is your name? What do you do? And what is your problem?
My name is Sarah Martin. I'm CEO and founder of Experience Epic Events, and I produce epic experiences that change people's lives.
All right. What's the problem?
The problem is, I have a great team. They're fantastic at what they do. They're all passionate. But I have lofty goals and I really reach for the stars. And sometimes it's difficult to get everybody on board for these audacious goals.
So the problem is the communicating of your passion to them?
Yes, to where they fully believe it and don't doubt it.
Do they need to believe it or do they need to action it?
I think in some ways they do need to believe it because they've got to push beyond what they normally would do in order to achieve that, right? So if the goal isn't set or the star in the sky that we're going after, if that isn't set, then they don't really have an aim.
All right. Okay. So if I'm correct, and this is just a hunch.
Okay.
And before I get into my hunch, let me ask you, how long have you been doing what you've been doing?
Well, I've been in the industry for 25 years, but I've owned this company for 10.
And the team that you've got, what's the oldest time that you've had one of those people in your team?
Not a long time. I would say because of COVID, we had to pretty much wipe everyone out and start fresh again, unfortunately.
Okay.
I would say
fine.
2 years, roughly.
2 years. Okay. And where did they come from?
One was miraculous. She came to me through a great friend. Another I'm married to. So
Right.
tied to me. And then others I've met over the years in the industry that I found that I liked and wanted to add to the team.
Okay. All right. The reason I asked that question is because one of the things I got taught very, very long ago was to actually employ on culture and then teach experience and expertise. You see, if someone doesn't know how to do an Excel spreadsheet, there's a course for that. Yeah. But there's no course in culture and belief. And sometimes, and you mentioned about your family member, sometimes those people closest to us are a great addition because they're so opposite, but they don't share the same belief because of that being opposite. So the people in your group, the first thing you've got to do, and this is going to be harsh, you need to sit down and look at those people, write it down on a piece of paper, write it down, and just go, did they share the same cultural belief in what I'm doing? And in order to have that conversation with them, you got to have the conversation with yourself first.
Yeah.
You know, what, Sarah, I'm Sarah. What do I stand for? What do I believe in? What do I want to do? What is my standards? What do I want to exceed? What is my stupid goal? And actually get really, really clear with you. And then actually take each person out for a cup of coffee. And the awkward one is going to be the one you're married to. Okay.
We're pretty
now,
open.
I know it's weird, but you know, I've been with my wife for, 30-something years?
Yeah.
And there's many things that we don't share the belief on.
Yeah.
But we know when to action and to let the other person steer.
Yeah.
Culturally, we're going for the same thing. So you need to get together with everyone and go, hey, I've been going through what I stand for and what the company stands for. Now, let's be serious. The company is an extension of your beliefs and standards. Yeah. Okay. So what you believe in dictates what the company believes in. So what you believe in, they need to believe in. And I would take them out one-on-one to see. The first thing is, have you employed people or have you employed culture? And ask them, are we sharing the same belief? There's a lot of people, and it's not an uncommon thing, and it's also not a wrong thing. There are a lot of people that just go to work because they want to get paid. I want to get paid, and then when I get home, hey, there's the fun stuff. And then there are other people that are part of companies, startups, small businesses. I wonder how many of the people that you employ are employees. And I wonder how many of them are team players.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference to look at.
It is a big difference. I think sometimes the team retracts a little bit because they're trying to protect me in some way. I have a very protective team. I will say that. Like, they are very, I don't know how else to say it. They're very protective of me. So sometimes I think it also swings into trying to protect me from a presumed failure, I guess, which I'm a little more risk-taking when it comes to things like that. You know, I mean, we've hung people from a crane while they dine in the sky. So, like, I'm sure you've seen that. Like, we've done projects like that and convinced people that it's good and safe, which it is. But, you know, but not everybody's willing to take those kind of risks. And I've always seen it as a balance in the fact that they do bring me back to earth at times. But at the same time, it's a negative because it does hold back the momentum for me and makes it more difficult for me to drag everybody along this crazy path. So it's a little bit of a push and pull, which I feel like is powerful and needs to happen to an extent. But at the same time, like, I get what you're saying, like, culturally, it needs to be a higher level. We're on the same page on this level, but you can still protect me from risks that could happen along the way.
There's a number of things there that bother the crap out of me. Okay,
okay, let's hear it.
One of them is, it's obvious you love your people.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the first thing. You love these people. You're sticking up for them. You're standing up for them. And you say they're being protective and they're holding you back. That protectiveness is actually becoming restrictive. Yeah. Now, okay, they're protective because, hey, they're not the one steering the ship. They're not the one with the vision. That's your job. And you are always going to see things wider, brighter, louder, clearer than they are because you're the visionary.
Yeah.
But then their job is not necessarily to restrict your achievement of those. They're there to go, well, okay, how can I actually help Sarah get us to where she sees? Now, the builders at the Epcot Center for Walt Disney, they didn't have to believe in Walt Disney's dream, but they had to support the vision in order to be able to build it.
Yeah.
They had to know their place. They had to know their role. And their role was not to walk up to Walt Disney and go, whoa, 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 hang on a minute. That's a bit of a wackadoodle idea here.
Yeah.
You know, that's not their position. And the restrictiveness is a universal thing. Lots and lots of people actually like to go, oh, no, Sarah, come on, let's get. And that's where you've got to define where your benchmark is and what you stand for. Now, epic experiences, okay? Epic experiences are not going to the shopping mall on a Saturday afternoon. Epic experiences are about creating memories, creating triggers, creating emotions. And in order to do that, you have to push people's buttons. And you have to get them into experiences and environments that they go, whoa, I never thought I could do this. And they don't have to, because let's be blunt, that's your job.
Yeah.
But the people around you need to understand, hey, we're epic experiences. We're not dull experiences. We're epic.
Yeah.
So these are the standards. These are what we're going to be doing. This is what we want to do. Is everyone with me that this is what we're going to achieve? And to be able to have that conversation, again, starting with yourself, in 6 months' time, and this is reverse branding into the future, in 6 months' time, a year's time, and 2 years' time, what do you want people saying about your brand and you?
Yeah.
And once you've had that conversation with yourself and you know what you want them to be chanting at the Palm Beach cocktail parties, then you can go to your team and go, this is what our tribe is going to say about us at a party in 6 months' time. Are you going to help me get to that conversation? And if it makes a few people nervous, go, hey, I respect that. You know, I don't like going on merry-go-rounds, so I'm not going to do it. this may not be the right place for you. I need people that are ready for that and are actually going to assist me in getting this company and me to that conversation. And you may find you have to lose a few people.
Yeah.
But I'm really concerned the amount of protection you've got. And you're like Mama Bear. You know, you're there protecting my people. You know, they keep me grounded. That's not a good thing.
It's true. It's true.
Look at Elon Musk. Just imagine if Elon Musk listened to someone when they said, you know, Elon, you know nothing about space. Yeah, good point. You know nothing about banking. Yeah, that's good. You know nothing about cars. Yeah, you're right there. What would he have done?
Yeah.
Being grounded is actually detrimental to the firework that you are.
I think you're right. I mean, yeah, it's a necessary conversation. We call those a come to Jesus conversation in our house.
Yeah, they absolutely are. They are. Cameron Herold, who's a great guy, he did Vivid Vision. He always used to say, employ on culture and teach the rest.
Yeah.
If you've got people that won't share your direction, share your beliefs, share what you stand for, even if they're inexperienced, that's irrelevant. But if they don't share that, you can't teach that. I can teach someone how to speak Mandarin Chinese, but I can't teach them to share the same vision as me.
Yeah.
So you've got to look at your team. And this is a tough one. And I've had it. You know, I've had this before. I had an office in Palm Beach. You know that.
Yeah.
And I've had places where I've looked at my team and I've gone, well, hang on a minute. You want this. You want a paycheck. You just don't want to be home during the day. You know, there's these different alignments to people, and you've got to make sure that you trim that down. And I trimmed it from 60 people to 5, and I was far more productive, far more profitable, far more energized.
Really?
By those people.
That's so interesting that you went from, you know, having the bigger team and to then being more productive with the 5.
I had 6. Well, you know, they say about the old 20-80 rule that 20% of the work is 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. Yeah. You've just got to find that 20%. And in looking at my crew, I would interview and I'd say, hey, what's important to you? Or what do you want over the next 5 years? And what do you want on this? And I would ask them. And in having those lots of, and I remember I was in Starbucks on Clematis Street so many times having these one-on-one conversations, and it would always end up with, well, I want to earn more money, I want to do this, and I want to work less hours, and I want more for doing that. And it ended up being down there. And then you'd get those that, I want to be able to achieve this, and I don't understand why we can't work out with this person, and why can't we be working more in Russia and Hollywood and stuff. Yeah. And so when you get those people that actually want to be great, and this is a key word here, and I don't know if you've heard of it before. Have you ever come across something called an entrepreneur?
No.
So an entrepreneur is the visionary.
Okay.
The entrepreneur is the one that says, that's where we're going. Okay. The intrapreneur is the one that supports the entrepreneur. Now, my wife, phenomenal. She's not a risk taker. Okay. She doesn't want any of that. She has to have structure, but she sees my vision and takes the steps back necessary to know what the next step needs to be to achieve that. She's the infrastructure. She's the intrapreneur. You've got to make sure your team are intrapreneurs. If they are entrepreneurs, they're going to leave your company and set up their own. Yeah. And I had a few of those in mind, and God bless them.
Too.
Yeah. We've all had that. And I've still got people out there that are very successful. And I've had people come to me going, and I'm like, look, I'm surprised you took this long. You know, I knew you'd leave sooner or later. So God bless you. But the intrapreneurs are the ones that don't want to take that risk, but want to support the risk taker. Yeah. So you've got to look at your team. The problem here for you to get from where you are now to where you want to be is understanding, did you employ the right culture? And if not, you've got a social network. You've got clients. Send out an email saying we're looking for the right people to put us where we want to be in the next 6 to 12 months.
Okay. I will do that.
My concern was when you said, yeah, this person was a friend of a friend and this person I met, they're so close to you. You may have looked at the relationship over the culture.
I've definitely made that mistake. I actually recently had to let someone go because of that exact reason. I had a certain perception and it just it was not what it came down to at the end of the day. Yeah, I've learned that lesson. It was a hard financial lesson to learn, but so it is.
That's education, isn't it? Being entrepreneurs, we wish we would learn things without the pain, but 9 times out of 10, it takes that pain for entrepreneurs to go, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Now it makes so much sense.
So I hope that helps you, because you've got some coffee mornings to get on with, and you've got to start addressing these people once you've had the conversation with yourself.
This has definitely been a big help. I really appreciate it, Steve, and thanks for all that you do.
Sarah, thank you very much for being part of the crew, being part of the Sims Distillery family, and let us know. Make a note of how you actually did on a follow-up and how it actually worked out for you.
All right, I definitely will.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Hey, this is Steve Sims, and I hope you liked that episode of Being Coached by Steve Sims. Subscribe over here, watch some other cool videos over here, or for your chance to be coached by me for the YouTube series, join here at simsdistillery.com.